What's up guys, it's me Hunter for Reptile Events. Before we get to the video that we're going to do and stuff, I just want to make a quick announcement before we get to the video. So I just want you guys to actually join the USARK. The reason why is because us USARK members need your help. Yes, the USARK are trying to fight reptile bans. Reptile bans are bad and we definitely need them to stop. The government is trying to take our reptiles away, and we don't want that to happen at all. Our job is to get people to be responsible for reptiles and know how to take care of them the right way, and also give them the rights to own reptiles and stuff. And getting the government to understand that reptiles should not be banned in the slightest. Without reptiles, we'll never get to help them. Yeah, because this is one of the only ways we can get to help them is by breeding them, and also about animal programs as well when it comes to knowing these animals very well. So yes, please join the USARK and help us fight the reptile bans, and also fight for our rights to own reptiles. Reptiles need our help to take care of them the right way and knowing how they are and stuff. So please join the USARK, which stands for the United States America of Reptile Keepers. Anyway guys, let's get on to the video. What's up guys, it's me Hunter at Reptile Events, and this is my new setup. As you can see right here, this is my new cages are being built. These were new cages, so yeah. These took a long time to be built. I got James and Grace up here. I got Faith down here, right here. And I got my coach up here, and you'll get a cage sooner or later. So, what subject am I going to talk about today? Well, this is going to be very important. So, start taking notes. This is going to be about getting your fear off of snakes. So, not too long ago, I just got my birthday party business got rejected by some parent thinking that it's not a good idea to have a reptile party. She thinks that her child will get traumatized if her child becomes scared of reptiles. Okay, first of all, my job is to get people's fear off reptiles, not the other way around. I don't actually want to cause fear toward people. My job is to get people's fear off of them, and this is a big problem to deal with and stuff. I want people's fear off reptiles, not on them, because reptiles are not really a problem when it comes to knowing them and everything. They're not really a big problem. Humans tend to kill them and stuff, and it's our job for us reptile keepers to stop that. Yeah, I've worked with reptiles for a long time, and I know a lot about reptiles. And reptiles are great animals. They're definitely one of the best animals to work with, and they are such amazing creatures. They're definitely one of the best creatures to ever come across to. I always love reptiles. They're my favorite animals to work with, and always my favorite to ever know about and stuff. So yeah. If you didn't notice, I do birthday parties, I do school presentations, and other things. I do live shows and stuff. Yeah, I love doing live shows. I do love, where I try to get people to get people's fear off. What I usually do is bring one of my snakes with me, and the ones that I bring with to get people's fear off of snakes is by bringing a friendly one with me. So yeah, I do this thing at the reptile shows where I get people to get pictures with my reptiles and stuff. The ones that are considered friendly. So yeah, but there's no shows to do in my state. So yeah, that sucks. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I still love doing those kind of things. I love interacting with people where I get to interact with my reptiles and get a picture and can do pictures with them and everything, which gets their fear off snakes and stuff. That gets their fear off them once they actually start holding a snake and start to know how a snake is when they start to read their body language. So yeah, so I'm going to demonstrate how you can get your fear off of snakes by holding a snake. So yeah, so I'm going to get James out and show you how this works. Alright, this is James, you all know him, and this is how you're supposed to hold a snake. You're supposed to hold a snake like this, glide through your fingers, so that way you're not harming the snake. This is how you're supposed to hold a snake. So now, as you can see right here, this is what you're supposed to let a snake do. It's let them sliver on you and let them smell you. Now, the tongue of a snake is supposed to let them know that he's sniffing you. They use that tongue to sniff, and this is how you're supposed to get your fear off of snakes. It's actually holding a snake and letting the snake actually sliver on you. And now, the reason why they love the neck part is because that provides heat, and that makes snakes very relaxed. And he loves being around a neck. So James will love being around the neck, and he loves to rest his body there. So yeah, because it's getting the heat off my neck. That's where mostly your heat is. So yeah, so he's getting around my neck right there, as you can see right there. Yeah, he loves that part, and that's the part he loves the most is around the person's neck. So now, when it comes to snakes, the only reason why a snake will try to bite you is you try to scare it. If you bother it, that's a reason why a snake will try to bite you. So if you bother a snake, it will try to bite you, and it will strike. And the reason why it'll strike is because if you end up scaring it, I mean, a snake may think you're a threat. Yeah, snakes do not attack unless they feel threatened. They don't attack unless they feel threatened and stuff. So yeah, they don't attack unless they feel threatened. I've been working with snakes for years. A lot of people think that snakes will chase people. Well, that's actually not true. Snakes are not aggressive, and they don't really chase people. And people will come up with this myth where they say like cottonmouths chase people. Well, cottonmouths don't really chase people. I worked with cottonmouths before, and I'd never seen a cottonmouth actually chase a person. And I actually worked with a cottonmouth before in person, and it's never chased me. It's never like come up to me and try to bite me. But now I have came very close to a cottonmouth where basically where it came close to a cottonmouth and it showed its white mouth at me and it's getting ready to strike at me. That's because I was very close to it. And yeah, when a snake doesn't really know you and you're too close to it, yeah, they'll give a reason to strike you. And if you accidentally step on one, that actually scares it. Yeah, because snakes are very sensitive creatures. They get really scared if you accidentally step on them and stuff. Now, I know some people said to me that snakes will bite a person if you're asleep. Well, that's because they're smelling your carbon dioxide. And the carbon dioxide actually scares them, and you probably don't notice that your carbon dioxide scares them. And once they feel that carbon dioxide, that actually scares the snake, and then the snake will try to bite you and stuff. And it doesn't mean the snake's trying to hunt you. It means the snake is trying to defend itself, because the snake may think you're a threat or something. Now, this is very important. You have to make yourself not the threat when it comes to knowing snakes. Now, as you see how I'm holding my snake, I'm proving that I'm not being a threat towards him, and he knows I'm not a threat towards him. And this is the perfect snake to work with when you're trying to get your fear off of snakes, because holding a snake is actually this friendly and this way where he or she knows that you're not a threat. It's a perfect way to get your fear off them. And make sure you don't grab a snake, because grabbing will actually scare the snake too. Just let them glide through your fingers, glide through the arms and stuff, as you can see right here. See, this way you can read their body language. This way you know they're calm, and this way he'll know this way he knows I'm calm too, because I'm not shaking. I'm actually used to this and stuff. And what I usually do, I just try to get people to stay really calm and try to stay very still, and I let the snake come towards them. I let the snake climb on that person and try to get the person to relax. Like, let the snake do its thing. Let the snake sliver on you. Let the snake smell you, and let the snake try to just do its thing. If he's not biting or anything like that, he's fine. If it's doing all this, you should be good. You should be good. I always do this with people every time I bring my snakes to shows. Every time I bring my snakes to shows, I always let the snake, sliver on a person. This is a great way to get people's fear off of snakes. And there's no reason why you should get your fear off of snakes, because snakes actually help people. There's an article where copperhead venom is actually a great treatment for breast cancer. And this is actually true, because breast cancer is one of the most lethal diseases that doctors have been trying to cure for years and years and years. But they also found out that copperhead venom is a great treatment for breast cancer. And this makes people think that copperheads are actually very helpful creatures, and they are. Copperheads are definitely amazing snakes. They're not horrible at all, and they're not aggressive. And they are one of the least venomous snakes to ever work with and stuff. And those kind of snakes are not always that deadly. Yeah, and the deaths are really rare with copperheads. The same thing with cottonmouths, and also the same thing with other snakes in general, like rattlesnakes and stuff, because bites are actually rare when it comes to snakes, because most people get bit by dogs, get bit by cats, and other animals in general, because those animals are more defensive than snakes are. Yeah, snakes are defensive, but they only defend themselves if you actually become a threat. Other animals, on the other hand, are really scared of people, like deer and other animals almost other animals will defend themselves for a reason when they're scared. Like, every animal has the right to defend themselves when it comes to being scared and stuff. So yeah, animals will always try to defend themselves for a reason. If you try to scare them and stuff, if you become a threat, yeah. And the only way to not become a threat is to interact with the animal. Interacting with the animal is actually one of the best things. That's one of the best things to know when it comes to getting to know the animal and everything. As you can see right here, what I'm doing right here is getting to know James, and he's getting to know me. This is the best way to get your fear off of snakes and getting your fear off of reptiles in general. So yeah, and I think it's very important to get people's fear off of reptiles, because they don't really understand. Because people don't understand how great these animals are. These are amazing animals. What makes them so amazing? They're not too expensive to own. They're also great for therapy, because when you feel the skin, you feel the scales, it feels really nice. Now, some people say that snakes are slimy. Well, which is not true. I'm touching a snake right here. Does it feel slimy to me? Absolutely not. It feels really smooth and feels really smooth. It feels like I'm touching a belt. So that's what it feels like. So yeah, it's not really like, slimy at all. Now, I can understand amphibians being slimy, but snakes and other reptiles in general, no, they're not slimy in the slightest. And so, some people say they hate the way they sliver. Well, this is a nature thing. This is their nature. They love slivering. Snakes love to sliver. That's their nature. I mean, that's what they're made for. As you can see right here, he has no legs. And snakes naturally sliver. That's what they do. Now, there's also lizards that naturally sliver too. Like, for example, the Lagos lizard. Yeah, they have no legs either. And they're a lizard. But the difference between them is that they're a lizard and this is a snake. There's a complete difference between a snake and a lizard and stuff. But anyway, this video is to help people get their fear off of snakes, and this is a very important video. I hope you are taking notes about this, because it's very important that you get your fear off of snakes, because this will get you know about how snakes, how they are and stuff, and how amazing they are and stuff, and how they know their behavior and everything. So, and my job is to get people's fear off of snakes, and they're really amazing and loving creatures, and they're very gentle, and they're also really great animals to work with and stuff. And they're definitely really amazing to work with and stuff. I never get why people are afraid of snakes. I never get the reason why, because every time I hear people's excuses, it never makes any sense. It just never makes any sense on why people are afraid of snakes. I mean, yeah, like people will say, like, I hate the way they slither. Well, that's just their nature. I mean, that's their nature. Like, people will start saying, like, I hate the way they look. Well, they look fine to me. They don't really look just like a normal animal. They're just a normal animal. I mean, it's just nature. Nature made to be. Now, also, people use an excuse where, like they're a devil's creature, like from the Adam and Eve story. Well, I hate to tell you this, that creature that you see in the Adam and Eve story is not really a snake. It's a creature disguised as a snake. According to the story of Adam and Eve, the creature was actually disguised as a snake to trick the Adam and Eve to taste the wrong fruit. Meaning the fact that the creature was not a snake. It was a creature made by the devil to actually look like a snake. So this is what people think. This is what gives people to think that snakes are terrible creatures because of that story. Well, there's more to the story that you don't know. That creature wasn't really a snake. It was disguised as a snake, so it's not really a snake. Because according to the story, the creature has legs, and it looks more like a dragon than just a snake. It may sound like a snake and disguise itself as a snake, but it's not really a snake. It's just a creature that's made by the devil and stuff. Yeah, and snakes are not really made by the devil at all. They're not. They're really amazing creatures, and they're just made by nature. They're just another animal. That's all they are. That's all they are and stuff. And people say they love animals, and they say they don't like these kind of things, which makes no sense. If you're an animal lover, then why are you saying you don't like snakes? I don't really get why would they have that kind of excuse. I mean, if you're an animal lover, you should love all animals, including these guys. These guys are really lovable and really sweet. Snakes can be very gentle as long as they get to know you. Once they get to know you, they actually seem to trust you. They actually may think you're not a threat. As you can see right here, James knows I'm not a threat towards him because I'm actually handling him the right way. And when you're handling a snake this way, a snake won't bite you or try to ever get angry and stuff. Oh, sorry, buddy. You're okay, buddy? You're okay. So yeah, this is a very important video if you guys are taking notes to get your fear off of snakes. So yeah, it's very important to get your fear off of snakes. It really is important. Anyway guys, I'm Hunter Reptile Events. Thanks for watching, and just remember, snakes are your friend. They're not really here to hurt you. They want to help. Sure, they may have trust issues around people, but if you gain that snake's trust, if a snake starts to trust you, you'll know you're not a threat and stuff. And once the snake gets to know you, it'll know you're not a threat either. So yeah, the snakes only bite if you're messing with them, or you accidentally step on them, or you scare them, or anything like that. They will defend themselves, just like any other animal. Animals have a reason to attack. They only attack if they get scared, if they think you're a threat towards them. So yeah, and snakes don't like wasting their venom on people. They like using their venom for prey. So yeah, another thing I should mention is poison and venom are not the same thing. So yeah, poison and venom are not the same thing. People will say snakes are poisonous. Well, that's not really a true thing. Well, there is actually a species of snakes, or some species of snakes are actually considered poisonous, but poisonous is very different from venom. Venom is injected by needles, something needle-like, like a fang, like some snakes have, and they use those fangs to inject their venom to their prey. So yeah, snakes use their venom for prey only. They don't like using their prey for humans. yeah, we get bit by snake. We get bit by snakes at times, but it only happens when the snake actually gets very scared. It only happens when it gets scared, and the snake that doesn't really like wasting its venom at all. So, yeah, and remember, venom and poison are not the same thing. Venom is injected. Poison is ingested. I mean, in fact, if you taste it, that's considered poison. So, I'm hoping this video will actually help you, and knowing that snakes are not nothing you should fear, and knowing that they're actually very helpful creatures. They help protect our environment. They actually help us people, and they also have venom to help treat certain cancers that people have problems with and everything. And yes, snake venom can actually help treat those cancers and stuff. It can really help treat those cancers. Anyway, guys, I'm Hunter at Reptile Events. I hope this video actually helps you get your fear off of snakes. And guys, I'm Hunter at Reptile Events, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.